Everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Books with Nate, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what I read in the month of May and what I plan to read in the month of June. So without further ado, let's get into it. May ended up being a little bit slower than what I expected, but I also didn't set my goals very high. I only finished one book, two books actually. The first being Tripolis Burn by James S. A. Corey. This is the fourth book in the Expanse series. Kind of my review of this is that it was fine. I'm starting to notice the sort of repetition of plot points and, kind of the heroes come to save the day at the end of the day. And it's just, I'm going to take a little break from it, I think. But I liked it overall. The expanding world was interesting. The seeing new places was interesting. But I just need a little break because I'm starting to see repetition now. And then just to give a little review, I just gave it 4 out of 5. I liked it, but it wasn't the high of book number 3. I also started Empire of Silence by Christopher Rocchio. This is the first book in the Sun Eater series. It's a first-person narrative, sci-fi, and it centers around Hadrian Marlowe, who is kind of recounting his tale, very, Name of the Wind-esque and Dune-esque. I've only watched the movie for Dune, but I'm really liking it so far. In regards to that criticism of it being, like Dune, I think that's only like the first 150 pages or so. It's not, super like rip off. But it's really good so far. It kind of has moved into its own thing, and I'm enjoying it. I also just joined a read along with some fellow booktubers. Christopher Navo invited me to join him, the Black and Blue Collar Reader. Sorry, I had to read that out loud for a sec. And the Bald Booktuber. So thank you, Christopher, for inviting me. I'm really looking forward to discussing it with you all. I'm also just over halfway through. No, actually, I'm just got to part 4. So 3/4 the way through of Midnight Tides by Stephen Erickson. This is the 5th book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen. I won't say too much because I made a sort of predictions and thoughts video that I'll link somewhere around here, and go watch that. But I'm really enjoying it so far. This is definitely one of my favorites now. It is absolutely sort of made me think. It took a while to get into, but it is really a solid entry in the Malazan Book of the Fallen. So for June, I plan to finish Empire of Silence and Midnight Tides. They're pretty chunky boys, so it will take some time to get through those. I hope to finish those up in the next week or two. Malazan typically takes me about 6 weeks to finish per book, or more depending on how things are going. But speaking of Malazan, for June, I do plan to start Knight of Knives by Ian C. Esselmont. This is the first book in the novels of the Malazan Empire, and it takes place between Midnight Tides and Bone Hunters, the 5th and 6th book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen. I've heard really good things about his books, and luckily, it looks kind of thicker, but it's only, 460 pages, and the font's pretty, the font's not too bad. So, and I think it's like 170,000 words or something. So I should be able to get through this in a few weeks. And I did sort of read the first few pages of it about over a year ago, I think even before I started Gardens of the Moon, and I liked it, so I'm hoping to get into this soon. And then for books that I've kind of started in the past, I do plan to finish A Game of Thrones, potentially. We'll see. I'm not in too big of a rush to finish this. This is more so if I'm just looking for something like his writing. I do like it, but I'm not in a rush to finish it. Also, I totally forgot to mention that I finished Finland Saga Volume 7. I can't believe I missed that. But I really liked it. It was good. And I will read Volume 8. Volume 8 this month, probably, or next month. I don't know. I really like it. I usually, with Finland Saga, I'll just pick it up and read it in like 2 days. So I'm not too worried about getting to this anytime soon, but I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to finishing this volume. I also started The Regulators by Stephen King. I was just looking for Stephen King to read, and I found this book, and it's a few hundred pages, 600 pages, a few hundred pages, and it's good so far. I'm not in a rush to finish it yet again, but I like it. We'll see how far I get into it. This is pretty much my, what I plan to read this month. So that's it from me. Feel free to subscribe and like this video if you want to support what I do here. I also just started using a new mic, so let me know how that is. I honestly don't know at this point. And leave a comment down below about your month of May and how June's looking for you, and I will talk to you soon.